You asked for it.
Get rid of monster spectating. Teaming will be at an all-time high. I think what people fail to understand is that if people wanted to team in this game, they could just spectate their teammates because they have infinite range. They can see across the entire map. Make winning as monster give an additional XP bonus, as just the 50 coins doesn't feel as rewarding. Yeah, I kinda agree. Add one of Nyx's screams as a death sound. First off, cringe. And secondly, that's not how you spell my name! Rework Nilla's passive. He has a passive? Fawadi's passive name idea. Yummers. Like the passive, I don't need to read the rest of this. You're cooking. Give Inkfell a victory pose where he just holds a sign saying peak fell. No. Make monsters quieter if they aren't within your line of sight, like behind a wall or object. Nah. Also, I feel like it'd be hard to code in. Receiving monster XP for players rage quitting the match. Yeah. Let us refund upgrades for 7 coins in case you buy the wrong thing. Only before the round. If you buy one, go into round, you can't refund even after the round. People buy upgrades? Remove Collectathon and make the FNAF 3 map time longer. You're cooking with the initial thing that you said, but the FNAF 3 map needs just a complete overhaul rework, I think, because that map is really, really good for certain monsters and really, really bad for others. Forest King, Sonic.EXE, EXE, Baldi, I feel like these are all really good maps for them. And then you have monsters like MX, or Fawadi, or Rosemary, literally any other monster in the game, I think. It's probably going to be really bad for them. So I don't think there's a simple solution. I think the solution is just rework the map. Remove or at least change the spectating monsters. No. Make save the monster chance obtained in small increments each round, instead of just gaining it back instantly when joining a new server, so that people with high chance beforehand will have a chance at actually being monster. Can people stop pretending like people with high monster chance join the server and just to yoink your match? Like, can we stop pretending like this happens often? This has happened to me like maybe once or twice. It's just one extra match. Add skip. Passive suggestion for any monster. The more survivors around, the slower stamina drains. So it'll be like, if there's 1 survivor, there's 10 stamina drain. And then there's 2, there's 7, there's 3, there's 5, there's 4, there's 3, there's 5, and 1. No. What, so people just have to be by themselves? This seems very exploitable by just teaming with the monster and then following someone so they have less stamina drain. This is stupid. Springtrap. Nerf his stamina and nerf the V time debuff? Oh, ventilation time debuff. Bro can easily catch up to people, no matter what you do. You can't get away from Springtrap when he's using either abilities. No. As it stands, Springtrap's only strength is the ability to outstamina people. Well, I mean, I guess he's also a decent Punisher, I guess, but he's just not fun to play as, even with the rework. He doesn't need a nerf because he still sucks. He needs a complete rework. Makes the fauna super slow and free? Like, slower than base speed? What the fuck? Remove spectating the monster. Crouch button for survivor. Why? Why would anybody want this? What purpose does it serve? New survivor perks. Rich increases passive coin income from 50 to 75. Steel bones, you can... I'm not reading all this. It's pretty much been confirmed that they're not going to be adding survivor like classes or perks, I guess, just because of how much it would change the balance of the game. But I do have an idea of how we can add classes, I guess, into the game. But it's not what people would think. My idea into adding classes into the game would come into the form of handicap classes. But I might make a separate video for that, as I kind of want to flesh it out a bit more and make it fitting in the environment of Pillar Chase. Moving on! Highly situational, but in Double Trouble, if Vapor and MX are the monsters. Let MX perform an instant second pow hop if he manages to land on top of a spider skull. Yeah, that's maybe that's a bit too situational. Remove the Vapor jump scare or just make it stop sending you some studs back. I feel like people just do not play Vapor at all. When have you ever played Vapor, chase someone, and you saw them teleport? That just doesn't happen unless it's like some sort of lag issue. The jump scare does not send you some studs back. During the duration of the jump scare, it just changes the direction you're facing until the duration of the jump scare is over. That's all it does. It doesn't actually send you some studs back. Give Vapor like 1 more running speed. I can't catch up to tryhards, man. Nah, Vapor's overpowered. Ticks item. Using it causes you to lock into an animation where your player pulls out their wallet and does a band spread, displaying the amount of money you have currently. If the animation ends without you getting killed, you get like 10 or 20 coins in game, and your max cash cap is increased by 5. No. Win streaks. Your win streak is only visible to you. Each win increases your XP when your monster by 0.1 times. Good English. Every time you win, your amount of gold you carry slowly increases. Your win streak is lost if you die or disconnect from the server. Bonus, win streak record and profile. No. Look, I won't deny that there is a teaming issue in Pillar Chase, but that's something that you can't avoid. And I mean, I don't necessarily care about it, but this is something that would mostly benefit teamers. Like, there's not a lot of things that benefit teamers in the game right now, but this would definitely 100% pretty much be only a benefit for them. Like, they would get the most out of this if it was to be implemented into the game. So by using that logic, no. Remove the ability to make monsters gain XP based off how much damage they deal. Like a monster that would 2-shot get 100 XP per hit, while a monster that 5 shots gives you like 25. Bro, you just stole my idea, bro. I came up with this! Add yummers. You're cooking. 2 times XP on release weeks whenever a monster gets released. What? Why? There's already going to be a lot of people playing when a monster gets released. That doesn't need to be more of an incentive. Add a go AFK for this round only option. There have been far too many times where I go to do something quick and then come back just to forget I was still AFK. That sounds like a you issue, buddy. Fix out Oni's hitbox, please. You might be onto something. I see Skeet is in double trouble, so you can get a little bit of XP. I hope that whenever they add the system that you can choose who your teammate is, I really hope they add it so that the XP that you both earn are both like shared equally. Because that's one of the only reasons why I don't like playing Double Trouble when I'm playing monsters, because I don't like when my teammate steals XP from me. I don't like that! Buff MX. Please fix Samsonite's chase team. Retard it. No. Make survivors can destroy Forest King's flying heads. You wrote this. This is something that you wrote. Make XP damage based and make hitting people with abilities give bonus XP. You're cooking! Since people are mad about the keeping monster chance, here's my idea to fix it. When you join a new server, lower your chance by -3. That's it. If you're below -3, you go to 0. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, look, I know there's a lot of people complaining about the monster chance being kept. And, look, I understand all the cons. So, here are my suggestions on the things that we can do to kind of, you know, find a good sweet spot. Even though there will never be a true sweet spot, here's what I wrote. I think this is pretty good, but this does not need to happen because I think the way it is right now is perfectly fine. It has never pissed me off, and the only people I know that it does piss off are people who play the game way too much. Maybe give XP a purpose for diamond rank players. Like, I don't know. You're still able to get XP, but you won't technically level up anymore since you're at max level, but you gain some extra coins when you fully fill up your XP bar. A bit niche, but at least trying to give the XP system a use for diamond players. Yeah, I kinda agree, but I feel like in time, if this game still does well, which I hope it still does within the next couple of years maybe, something that I would personally want is a new system, kind of like a prestige system. You might have a lot of ideas for that already, but I think that could work, but it's not something that needs to be done anytime soon. Please give the ability to run with Doomfist or something. It's so bad in a chase. Make Doomfist stun monsters for like 2 seconds. You are cooking. You get extra XP for coins for killing a Safana user. You might be onto something. Reduce these strongholds and collectathon chances of being the next round. Please, I don't mind Double Trouble. I think they already did this. Add a monster chance limit. Maybe like limit 20. But what about my hard-earned monster chance? Iframes after getting hit or something. I don't want to get jumped by 2 monsters in 1 nanosecond the second they catch up to me. No. I think it's hilarious when you get double tapped in Double Trouble. It's fucking hilarious. Also, if they did add this, this would be terrible for anyone who uses Charging Demise. Just saying. Buff Samsonite's beat laydown range, please. As much as I do like the rework that they did for Samsonite, it still does not address any of the initial issues I had with him, because his core gameplay is relatively the same. If anything, the rework just amplified his strengths and amplified his weaknesses. Okay, maybe it didn't amplify his weaknesses, but they were not addressed. The problem with Samsonite is that, sure, he is very punishing, but it's like the same shit. Like, if you are dancing against a good Uncle Samsonite, you're just dead. There's nothing you can do. It's game over. And I don't have a problem with that, particularly. My problem is that when you go against people who kind of understand how he works, you have to rely on RNG to be able to teleport on them, which is awful. I don't think that should be a thing. The idea I had is somehow rework the domain where Uncle Samsonite can go in and know where he's going out of the domain. My idea for a potential domain rework is that the way survivors interact with it is relatively the same, but for Samsonite, he actually knows where he's going. Like for him, it's not a random teleport, which would make sense because it's his domain. He knows where the doors go. I don't know how exactly this would work, but I do think it would be a good idea to allow Samsonite to have some sort of control of where he teleports on the map. And there's a lot of ways you can execute this, but I feel like that would be pretty cool. Remove the freaking hole in the second floor of mansion. I do admit that they kind of need to touch on this map a little bit or something, because most players are just camping the hole. They fall down if they're forced to, and then they just go back up and camp up there again. Like that's the average survivor gameplay. Max coin cap should be updated to 20k or 23k. What? Why? Make the minimal amount of XP a kill can give 130 to 150. Yeah, sure, man. Please add the shift lock. It's so annoying that your monster not being tilted at the correct angle can strip your gear. I can empathize, but they're not gonna do it. Maybe add a monster chance cap at some point? Because people are seriously trying to have a monster above 15 or a stupid big number or something. Just add a cap towards those little clowns that want to farm monster chances, since monster chance save is a thing. Don't make fun of me, what the fuck? Can we remove spectating monsters, basically? You might be onto something.